Hello again, everybody. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving you my take on the November 7th, 2018 new moon in Scorpio. Now, a new moon in astrology can bring about very extemporaneous and spontaneous energy, may often signify a new beginning in which one may embark on a new project or endeavor. Whatever may be holding you back, you have a better chance of eliminating and eradicating, and also eradicating what may be frivolous or superfluous. This could be the energy from the new moon can be very revitalizing and rejuvenating. You may exhibit a surfeit and abundance of energy. Now, this could be an awesome time to get something started and initiated. You likely will have much enterprise and initiative, and less procrastination and hesitation, less reluctance and apprehension. Now, being in Scorpio, new projects may be initiated with much emotional intensity, and everyone collectively may be impacted by this new moon in Scorpio, but especially people with the sun, moon, or ascendant in Scorpio or Cancer. Now, Scorpio, of course, because the new moon, it's going to be in its sign, and Cancer, of course, because Cancer can simply be impacted by all transits and really phases of the moon very strongly, because the moon does rule their sign. I think a lot of this is attributed as to why Cancer can be so changeable, moody, fickle, and temperamental. Now, this could be a time for this Scorpio new moon, could be a time for embarking on something Scorpio related. It could be, in some cases though, it could be a possible new crisis or upheaval or new mystery that you may be trying to solve, or some problem you're trying to solve. It could be something that might be, for example, like like a virus on a computer that's corrupted the system, and you're trying to investigate that, or where it may have come from. This could be, given, again, something Scorpio related could be started with this new moon. It could be something connected with astrology, the occult, supernatural, forensics, investigation. It could be working as a coroner, psychology, doing something with psychiatry, recycling, or something else connected with transformation, such as rebuilding an engine. Also could be beginning work as a locksmith. It could be doing something, it could be surgery. It could be working as a mortician, doing something with insurance, or simply doing something that requires really deep research. Now, this could also be a new period where you decide to go beyond subterfuge and superficiality and go beneath the surface. It could be digging deep into something. Like in the fourth house, for example, it could be trying to dig deep into your ancestry and roots. Now, it could be something that you start with much emotional intensity and intractable, willful energy. And really, it could be, in some cases, you could be beginning to put together maybe some kind of intricate piece of machinery or complex puzzle. Remember that Scorpio energy can be very complex. It could be a new period of rebirth and regeneration. It could be, for example, it could just simply be rehabbing one's health, especially if you have this transit occurring in your 6th house, or you have it in the 1st house of the physical body, or close to your, even if it's conjunct the ascendant from the 12th house. This could even be, those are some examples. Now, the thing about this is, it's important to look at the house this falls in, of course, as this could impact the delineation and interpretation. Now, mine is going to fall in my 6th house. Now, this could obviously could manifest in a multitude of ways. One thing, in some cases, it could be a new Scorpio-like problem, something with the pelvic, urinary tract, or bladder. It's not quite it won't be quite opposite my ascendant, but it won't be far from it. So it's still something I gotta look at, perhaps. But this could also be a regeneration or rebirth of a health-related matter, such as doing maybe some kind of rehabbing, but I don't, as far as my health goes, or it could be the start or initiation of some Scorpio-like employment for me. Maybe I'll actually do inevitably this astrology chart work once again. And remember, Scorpio energy is about rebirth, so it could be something I'm bringing back, in which could be astrology, as far as not just incorporating my daily routine, which I do, of course, in the videos, but as far as something where I do chart work. Now, anyway, and hopefully this will not be a new health crisis for me. But anyway, and it could be where I might maybe I have a new Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant person in my daily routine, or someone that simply embodies Scorpio-like characteristics. Anyway, it's also important to look at the aspects it makes 2 points in your astrological chart, as of course this could impact the delineation and interpretation. Now mine is going to make a square to my natal Venus in my 4th house. Now, I'm hoping that a potential new upheaval or major change or transformation in the daily routine, which of course is the moon in Scorpio in the 6th, new moon Scorpio 6, won't, it really, and also the health life, it won't conflict with my enjoyment of extroversion and even attention from the home, such as doing YouTube videos. I would say entertainment in the home, but I don't really do enjoyment of entertainment in the home, but I don't really do that. But anyway, and also, or might even conflict, that Scorpio energy conflicting with perhaps extravagant home-related matters, or things I'm simply close to home with, or maybe even trying to put money, maybe which might be seen as extravagant funds aside for the latter part of life, preparing for that time. Hopefully it will not conflict with that, but that could be a possibility. Now, also what I noticed too is that obviously we're going to have a lot of transitioning, I call like shifting of, I guess you could say shifting of energy right around this time. The North Node is going to enter Cancer, I believe, on November 6th, of course, at 29 degrees, and you're going to have Jupiter enter Sagittarius on November 8th. So you got 3 consecutive days where you're having this transition of energy, where you're going from one sign to another. And, you know, it's really, I mean, as far as, so it's really a lot of changes going on with the energy. And this could be, I mean, given again that you're having the North Node enter Cancer and Jupiter entering Sagittarius right around the same time that you're having the new moon in Scorpio. I mean, all this energy going on could suggest that could be very lucky, fortuitous period for perhaps for somebody making a major transformation in their home life, such as purchasing a new home or making a renovation or remodeling in connection with one. Now, you're going to have, I mean, let's say if somebody has this new moon in Scorpio in their 2nd house, well, this person may simply feel lucky in transforming their financial situation. And remember, the North Node in Cancer is seen by many as the millionaire's degree. And shortly after, I mean, people might really be starting to feel very lucky with this energy and some kind of transformation in their life. And also, you might find a lot more people be playing the lottery around this time, more so than usual, because of all this energy happening very in close proximity to each other. Now, and the thing is, you're going to have shortly after the new moon in Scorpio, again, on the next day, you'll have Jupiter that will enter Sagittarius and will conjunct the moon in Sagittarius. So I do see certain significance in this because, okay, the reason you're going to have the new moon being in Scorpio, and that could manifest in many people perhaps initiating something connected with Scorpio, like such as the astrology, the occult, supernatural. Now, with transit Jupiter conjunct the moon in Sagittarius shortly after this, you may see a lot more religious people that may be responding to this energy, saying this is blasphemous, this is being, and people being overly blunt to the point of demoralizing these people, because remember that the moon is reactionary and it is responsive. And it could be where you'll have a lot more of these blunt, tactless responses to this energy, to this Scorpio energy. Perhaps, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that. I'm back again. Now, I understand you're always going to have people that are going to have disputes, you know, these religious people trying to refute astrology, philosophers going against this. You have Bill Nye, of course, the science guy, who is so adamantly against astrology, it's not even funny. But what I'm saying is this could be more intensified, because you're going to have this energy going really very close proximity to each other. Right after the new moon in Scorpio, the next day again, you will have the moon in Sagittarius making the conjunction to Jupiter in Sagittarius, and this could really give very distorted, inflated, very exuberant type energy and responses, and also very tactless and very blunt responses. And it could be a lot of it to what could be transpiring when you hit the new moon in Scorpio. So anyway, well, another thing is that you're going to have as well, I mean, it's important to look at the aspects that this is going to make, the new moon in Scorpio is going to be making at this time, as this could impact the interpretation, flavor the energy a little bit. Now, it's going to be making a trine to Neptune in Pisces. Now, of course, this could manifest in a multitude of ways. This could be where, I mean, one again could be embarking on something Scorpio-like, but may incorporate imagination and really ideal, you could really an idealistic energy into this. Now, it also, on a negative side, another example could be it could manifest in fallacious mediums and psychics or prophets being easily able to manipulate the public more so than usual. Remember that the moon is connected with the public. Scorpio is connected with manipulation. And the thing about this is, I mean, I understand this could happen at any time regardless of planetary energy, but there could be a little greater propensity for it because of this aspect. And it's important for people to remember, at least how I see it. Some may agree or disagree, but I think there's a little bit of misconception that, okay, that the sextiles and trines are going to always be about potentially producing positive results. Sometimes iniquitous or nefarious energy, I think, may actually be, unfortunately, may be utilized or may occur with this energy, because it just could make that energy used a little bit easier. When you have nefarious energy, could be used a little bit easier for when you do have these trines and sextiles, when you have these positive aspects. But in most cases, I do see mostly positive energy when these aspects occur. But sometimes people can use these, negative people can use these aspects to their own, in their own positive way, to help them carry out their corrupt acts or what have you. So anyway, well, also too, I think the way I look at this is, well, okay, looking at the degree, now it's going to be, the new moon will be at 15 degrees Scorpio. Now, as far as being Sabian symbols go, which I do believe in, it could emphasize more self-reliance and accentuate less procrastination and eradicate apprehensions that may have prohibited one. So basically what it's really doing is, the new moon energy is really about that anyway, but what this is at that 15th degree, this could really reinforce and reaffirm that really strong initiative and enterprise in doing and embarking on something new Scorpio related, perhaps with really hardly any apprehension or hesitation. It'll be very, the energy could be very quick at this time. And the thing about it is, of course, being very quick, it's important to guard against being overly impulsive as well, especially if you have a chart, say that you have like that reaffirms this, say you have a chart where you have a preponderance of cardinal energy, and that could indicate a person right there that could be very strongly averse to hesitation and procrastination, but sometimes could be overly impulsive and impetuous as well. So anyway, and another thing too, I thought was interesting about this. Now, as far as it's also important to look at other transits that take place at this time relative to your own astrological chart by other astrological energy, because the new moon can intensify this. So. One example for me, I'm going to have the transit Jupiter in Scorpio at this time is going to make a conjunction to my Neptune in Scorpio in the 7th house. Now, this may manifest an expansion of metaphysical relationships that might actually be deep and not superficial. And also, again, the Scorpio energy could be astrological. So the metaphysical can include astrology, but the fact that it's in Scorpio can indicate that these connections might be deep, and they might also, and it could reaffirm astrological connections. And also, given that the new moon in Scorpio will be in my 6th house, this may be tied in to astrological work I may embark on. And again, like that transit aspect I told you about, having the transit Jupiter in Scorpio make the conjunction to my Neptune in Scorpio in the 7th house, that could very well be intensified and amplified energy, because it's going to occur, of course, when the new moon is in Scorpio. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the November 7th, 2018 new moon in Scorpio. And stay tuned next time, where I'm going to be talking about the upcoming 2018 Mars in Pisces transit. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.